really appreciate the work that PennDOT is doing on human trafficking and working with Representative Grove and Representative Thomas in the House to strengthen Pennsylvania's laws, and would appreciate your support moving forward. I also want to thank you and your department's attentiveness to York County's transportation needs. Just last week, experienced 3 rather large potholes driving on the southbound lane of Interstate 83, made 1 phone call, and my understanding is I won't see them when I drive home today, so thank you.
Thanks for reporting them, because we can't fix what we don't know about, so you're part of helping us as well.
Exactly. So speaking of the Mount Rose interchange, I think we can probably agree it's been a debacle. And we have another project coming up, the Exit 4 interchange, and people are very heartened to know that the same contractor's not been awarded that contract. So I think I've said it before to you, but we in York County have construction fatigue, and people are upset, and rightfully so. I think motorists have a couple goals, right? They want it done the right way, and they want it done in a way that doesn't use any more taxpayer dollars. So, you know, are there any updates that you can share with us on that specific project? Because it is critical to many people that I represent in York County, as well as can you talk about whether or not you have the right tools to assure that contractors who are awarded these contracts comply with the obligations that they make and get these things done in a timely fashion?
Yeah. We monitor every contract very, very carefully. We also were quite relieved that the contractor who did the previous job did not get this job. But we are restricted in that these are low bid type of construction contracts, and we don't have the flexibility to pick between unless there is an egregious, reason that we can't accept a certain contractor, and those laws are pretty high, and so we can't always make sure that a contractor that we've had issues with before does not win work. I'm always asking our legal team to go back over that. It's very frustrating. I know it's not just with us. I know Secretary Topper was in here right before I was, and I know DGS deals with that as well as any type of low bid contract. And so we are hamstrung sometimes. However, we definitely are aware of the issues we had before, and we are aware of the burden that places on the community around that project. We will be monitoring it very carefully. We will be as proactive as we can. There are things that we can do when things go wrong, and there are ways that we can hold contractors accountable, and we will do so. And please, the minute you hear anything isn't going well, give us a call, and we'll make sure we send our teams out there. But we do the best that we can there, but we also would love for it to move as quickly as possible, as safely as possible, and as efficiently as possible. It's also in our best interest. So please be assured, we don't gain anything from letting construction projects not proceed in the most efficient manner.
I really appreciate that. Very briefly, I understand that in District 8, in York County is Lancaster County, 8 counties in South Central Pennsylvania form District 8. We've had some significant challenges filling roles for various positions. So I wanted to get a sense from you if this is a local issue or if you're seeing a labor shortage across the state. I'm concerned because we've got a huge need to have these positions filled. And I know that the governor, as the Secretary of Labor and Industry made very clear to us, he does not see any need to impose work requirements on able-bodied adults without dependents as a requirement to receive certain social assistance programs. So, can you speak to whether that's just a South Central Pennsylvania problem, a broader state problem? And if we continue to have these types of labor shortages, how do you suggest that we obtain the employees to fill those positions when we have a significant part of our labor force off limits?
Yeah. No, we do have issues. In fact, this morning, my first meeting was with AFSCME, which is the union the majority of our employees belong to. We're having trouble attracting CDL. Those are commercial driver license. Those are people who drive our heavy equipment. They drive our snow plows. They help us patch our roads. It's tough, and it's tough in certain areas. I was just in, while it's not in District 8, I was just in southwestern PA and was told about a billboard that said, you have a CDL, we'll pay you $100,000 a year. And because there's a lot of energy coming up in West Virginia, Ohio, and we already have the cracker plant in Western Pennsylvania, and how do you compete with $100,000? The younger workforce, they are very, and I can understand, I'm not confused by it, but they get these, starting salaries that are very high, and they're not so interested in the other things that state government has been known to provide, such as benefits and pensions and longevity and security in their jobs. They want to earn as much money as they can at that moment. And when we, have an entry salary for a similar job at around, $35,000, it's no wonder we're not attracting those jobs. So we're trying to figure out how we can better, talk to tech schools, vocational schools, how we can get into, younger, and we have high school students coming straight from high school to work in our areas and become interested in this type of work. But it's not just the CDL drivers, it's also our diesel mechanics. It's also, being updated on all of the new type of jobs that are going to be needed as autonomous and connected vehicles become more of part of what DOTs do, more part of what PennDOT does. And so we have to make sure we're also attracting all different types of skill sets. So the meeting this morning is going to be the first of many where we're working together again with AFSCME. We're working with OA. We're working with our own, labor relations experts, as well as our, Secretary of Administration, who is, trying to help us. Today we were talking about, we're not sure if temporary jobs, getting them in the door that way, is that working where we're using it? Do we need to do that more? Do we need to look at apprenticeships? Do we need to look at other types of ways of getting, entry-level people in? And what does that career path look like? How can we make it more attractive? Because sometimes they come in and we can't guarantee that they'll be up for a promotion within a certain amount of time. So we're taking a look at that as well. But we are happy to look at anything, if you know anything that's working. But we know that it is an issue, and it's one that we have to solve.
Thank you.